The Jalen Carter news that came out of the NFL Combine this past week shook the NFL world. If you didn't know, the projected #1 overall pick had a warrant out for his arrest due to an alleged reckless driving back in early January. This came from the same incident where one football player and one trainer were unfortunately killed in a car accident earlier in January before their championship game. Carter was involved in the incident, though he did not cause the death of the other two individuals. He was involved, and police think that he misled them. Carter has been released from jail since being arrested, and he is back at the NFL Combine. This does significantly hurt his draft stock, though, and makes the Bears kind of scratch their heads a little bit about what much of a liability he could be off the field. More develops every day. I encourage you guys to continue to follow that coverage. We will cover it as it's appropriate to this content, but moving forward, here's what we're going to talk about: Jalen Carter and replacements that can do just as good as him. I'll be honest with you guys. I think he's a generational type player, but I'm not a fan of Jalen Carter even before this incident. I don't think his endurance is that great, and it won't transition over well to the NFL level. And unless he makes drastic changes with that in order to make sure his body is always up to NFL speed, I would rather go with someone else who can do that and not cost us potentially a top 5 pick. Defensive tackles are super easy to come around in the NFL draft or even in free agency, and I think the Bears can definitely land some gems still, even in the later round. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Thank you for tuning in as always. Before I hit on 3 potential replacements for Jalen Carter, please make sure you hit the like button, put your thoughts in the comment section below, and if you haven't already and enjoy this content, please hit the subscribe button. To kick things off, I'm going to talk about Mozzie Smith. Mozzie Smith is a 6'3", 337-pound defensive tackle from Michigan. Senior at 22 years old, grew up in Grand Rapids, Michigan, was one of the leaders of Michigan's defense this past season, is an absolute wall of a defensive tackle. In 2022, he had 49 tackles, 23 being solo, 26 being assists, along with 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. For a defensive lineman, those are fantastic stats. Defensive linemen are more like assist guys, I like to say. They help stop the runner or make the runner go in a different direction, where usually a linebacker or edge will go out and get them. Whether that be a running back or a quarterback, they definitely have the ability to be the quote-unquote assist man that I'm kind of hitting on. Smith, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, has an 83.6 scouting report rating. He's the number 23 ranked defensive lineman in the NFL draft this season. His 40 time is 4.85, along with 74 tackling grade out of 100, a 74 out of 100 pass rush grade, and a 84 out of 100 run defense grade. The man is a monster, and I really think that he can help out the Chicago Bears with that ability. The Bears need to beef up the defensive line, and 337 pounds is a ton of beef enough to do. He isn't fat either. He's pretty dang lean and built big. His upper body strength, according to scouts, is unmatchable. Same with his lower body strength, and he has great balance, making him an ability to move quickly with his feet and beat out blockers. 49 tackles, again, for a defensive lineman is huge when I'm calling him an assist guy. So for him to be able to do that, especially when the Bears had one of the worst run defenses in the NFL this past season, makes me feel a lot better about this pick. I see him going in the 3rd or 4th round, and I think Ryan Poles will definitely sit back and wait for him. The next guy I'm going to hit on out of the 3 guys that I think could be a great replacement is Setoku Ibuki, a 6'4", 358-pound defensive tackle from Baylor. He's the number 24 ranked player in this upcoming draft, according to CBS Sports. He's a junior at 21 years old and grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah. In 2022, he only had 23 tackles, but 10 solo, 13 assists, and 2 pass deflections. You have to understand, 358 pounds is no joke, and a man that big to be able to move like he does and make plays like he does is pretty darn awesome. A lot of teams couldn't run up the middle on Baylor's defense because of this guy individually, and that will make guys go to the outside. Bears go out and get a guy like Will Anderson Jr. or another fast linebacker, or there's plenty of edges in this draft, which I'll do a video on. I think that he'd be a great strategy guy, and also if anyone does run up the middle, they're not going very far. He is an 86.9 grade according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, and he's the number 7th ranked defensive lineman in this upcoming draft according to them. He's a 40 time of 5.4, but defensive linemen don't need to move that quick. His tackling is 42 out of 100, his pass rush is 86 out of 100, and run defense is 73 out of 100. He'll fall back in the draft due to his tackling ability as of right now, but that's only ranked low because, again, he is an assist guy. He has insane upper body strength, which helps him be able to throw off defenders and get to the quarterback. He is much bigger than any guard or center. He will have to require double teams and create the opportunity for his other teammates to run up the middle. Great footwork, great pressure on the quarterback. I definitely like Ibuki a lot. The final guy I'm going to hit on today is Jacqueline Roy, a 6'4", 315-pound defensive tackle from LSU. Definitely fits more of the Ryan Poles defensive lineman scheme. He likes his guys slim and athletic. Obviously, 315 pounds is much smaller than 337 and 338. 358. And yes, he can move. A junior at 21 years old from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. 49 total tackles, 24 solo tackles, 25 assists, half a sack, and 1 forced fumble recovery. For a defensive lineman, again, those stats are very impressive, especially from a tackling perspective. He's had a strong combine so far, according to scouts, and could be someone the Bears get in the mid-rounds. He's an 85.1 grade, according to NFLDraftBuzz.com, and he's the number 16th ranked defensive lineman in this upcoming draft. 40 time is just under 5 at 4.99, tackling 63 out of 100, pass rush 83 out of 100, and run defense 78 out of 100. Clearly, he can get pressure on the quarterback, something that the Bears are definitely looking for, and that's why I like him a lot. Bears need a man up the middle that can stop the run along with getting after the quarterback, and he brings both of those skills to this team. He is fast for a big man, so let's say that they have him drop back for some reason. He still has a likely ability to get after a rusher. He is great at reading screens, according to scouts, which is big because if he can read the screen and break that up quickly, that's an easy loss of yards. He is very strong lower body strength, which makes him have great pop off the ball and allows him to outbeat defenders off the snap. Let me know what you guys think about these three guys that the Bears could take a defensive tackle. Again, wishing Jalen Carter and anyone in this situation the best, but if we're going to go in another direction, these are the three guys that I would go after. Thank you as always for tuning in this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, and we'll see you guys next time.